So we'll have a quick recap of what we did yesterday. We started with something called as user-defined fields. So user-defined fields are nothing but the storage components defined by the user and stored in the current object context. UDF can be of any data type. That could be string, quantity, rate, number, date, logical, rate of exchange, and should be associated with one or more internal objects. As it is a part of being a system formula, it's a system value which you need to store the value. It has to be defined under system:UDF. You provide the UDF name, the data type of the UDF, and the indexing number. Tally follows a flat file system, hence an index number is mandated to provide. What could be the range of the index number that Tally allows you? We have a wide range of numbers which start from 1 to 599,999. However, from 10,000 to 20,000 is reserved for the internal development, that is the TSTL development. Hence, my partners can use, or the developer can use, a UDF index anything ranging from 1 to 9,999 and from 20,001 to 59,999. Clear, everybody? Then how do I link, how does a value get stored in the UDF? You need to provide a storage attribute at the field level, and you can provide your UDF name. The data type of the field and the storage has to be same. And to retrieve the value saved in the UDF is by $. Clear, everybody? Is this clear to everybody? Then we spoke about the classifications of the UDF. A simple UDF and a compound UDF. But what is a simple UDF? Simple UDF allows you to store one or more values of same data type. By default, value is stored in the context of the associated object at line level or report level. Depending upon the usage, whether the the value will be stored as a single value or a multiple value. And based on, if in case it's a multiple value, collection can also be created using UDF. So this is how we saw creating a single UDF, creating a multiple UDF, collection from the UDF. Then we saw some examples, and then we spoke about the aggregate UDF. And this is where we stopped yesterday, and we also saw about the subform, right? So I'll just have a quick overview of the code that we tried yesterday. So this is the main file we have. So first we did is we located where I want to start my commission module. So I wanted to add a line just below my company logo menu. I have an option of enable company logo. Just below that I wanted to add my enable commission module. Hence I located this text in my Tally developer. Control D, open double quotes, enable company logo, search in default, find. We got one place where we have this, we double clicked on this and we saw that this line is having two fields. One is to display the text and one is to capture the value yes or no. So even we need to add two fields. That means we need to add one line. So we need to locate where the line is available, where this line is referred from. So to check for the definition references, we have Ctrl+Alt+D. Definition type is line and the name of the line is CMP company logo, and we check in the references. We see there is just one part that has it, so we copied this part to the main file and we change its background just to validate whether we are at the right destination. After checking, validating that, we added a line, we provided a medium prompt and a field to it. This medium prompt was just to say enable commission module and then the yes no table, type logical, storage commission module, table yes no table, style normal bold, width 3, max 3, and we can also provide show table, when to show table, on error. When there is an error, you show me the table. That is, instead of yes or no, somebody tries to type O or P, it will show me the table. And that's the system UDF name, the UDF type, and the index number. When I set this value to yes, I would like to open another report which allows me to punch in my agent name. So I need a sub form. That's an obvious thing that the form cannot exist on its own. The sub form cannot exist, a form cannot exist on its own. This hits for a report name. Again, we just designed the report as a form, part, line, field, everything. Now, how many agent names I want? How many agent names? Can I fix the name of my agent? Can we have fixed number of agents? Right. Hence, we have a repeat line on the repeated UDF name. This is the UDF name on which we are repeating. And why we are repeating on the UDF name is because the agent name is not created. So we cannot have a repeat line on a collection. We can have a repeat line on a collection when the collection objects are already created. Hence, we are using the storage name. Storage name is being used is because we are going to save only the string values. Clear, everybody? Then every repeat, as I said, will have a scroll. So we get scroll vertical. But at one given point of time, you need to come out of that report. So to give a halt to that scroll, we have given a break condition. What is the break condition? As soon as the storage value is empty, break. So in every alter report, repeat, scroll and break will go together. Whenever it's a display report, repeat and scroll go together. Whenever it's an alter report, repeat, scroll and break go together. Is this clear to everybody? Great. Then, to provide a serial number, we use a function called $line. We convert it to two-type string so that I can have a dot. Then we started with the style and all those things. Then at the agent name, we provided a storage. The maximum characters 100, width is 30, unique, colon, yes. Why did we provide a unique at field level? Why did we provide a unique at the field level? Absolutely correct, Muttu. To restrict duplicate. Then I have a case called, and then I said proper case. There we have multiple cases. In case of where most of the places for the proper names we have the capital and all those sensitiveness. Proper case takes care of that. Then we have the style normal bold, and then we have the UDF. Now, very important thing, when this is created, it will be a part of my UDF. So, I need to create a collection of this UDF. However, what will be the object context of this report? Company. Why? Because the accounting feature, this particular report, is in context of the company. How do I know that? Obviously, you need to locate. So what do? Is we can locate it. Say I am at this particular part. So we'll try to get a reference to this part. Control Alt D, part, CMP, left. It is into a CMP accounting part. And where is this part available? Again, CMP ACC accounting features. It's a part of CMP S11. And where is this part available? Control Alt D. CMP ACCOUNTS F11. It's a part of company operations form, and report is company operations, and the object is company. Now you know why I said it's a part of a company object. Because the report is having the object context of company. Now you know how do we search for the company? How do we search for the object of a particular line or a field? Everybody, Rachna. Muttu, what about you? Did you understand how we located the object? Thank you, Thomas. Rachna, what about you? Shahid? Great. So this is how we triggered to our object. 1 minute. So there is a question from Thomas. No, Thomas, today is not the class. Okay. So we are creating a collection. So we will be creating a collection from a sub-collection. A secondary collection is created. Type colon my UDF name colon company. child of current company. And we are going to display this as a list of tables. Hence, the format is $agent name. Is this clear to everybody? Then, based on this saved values, we wanted to provide our agent information. So we bought a pop-up table here. We bought something called as end of list here. We had a date of joining and commission percentage. I can give even 9,000. We also I can give a percentage up to 999. And I can give something like -9 also. And try providing details. Fine. There's a question from Muttu. What is the difference between Control D and Control Alt D? Difference is Control D acts like a find search. It's a regular find search in file. This is Control D, where I can provide some text or some other details, and I can give an option where to find file in. However, when I say Control Alt D, it allows me to find a particular definition reference. You see, Control D allows me to give a string search, whereas Control Alt D allows me to provide a definition search. Clear? Right. So we continue with what we were discussing about. We were trying to add this as my agent info. So I connected this to my company object, and since it's connected to a company object, it cannot be a create data, it will be an alter my company object. In my company object, I have a repeat line. However, I will not repeat my line on one of my storage, but I created a separate UDF with a type of aggregate because we want to hold value of multiple data type. We want to hold value of multiple data type. Hence, I have a repeat line on a UDF which is of type aggregate. Every repeat line in an alter mode also has a scroll and a break condition. Then in my first field, I had my table and I provided end of list table so that I can use this end of list as my breaking condition. Using this, I made use of skip in my other two fields. Break and break on are alias for each other. You can either use break or you can use also break on. Either is okay. Is everybody clear up till here? Any clarifications anybody has? Any questions? Does anybody have? No questions. Has anybody, please raise your hand in case you have tried developing a module like this yesterday. Please raise your hands. I ask, how does AC detail know about AC name, AC DOJ, and AC PR? Good question, Aline. It is connected to a line. Repeat. Repeat is the attribute which connects an interface line to a data context. So this is the line, and it is connected to AC detail, and this interface has the fields which is AC name, AC DOJ, and AC PR storages. So indirectly, AC detail is connected to fields agent detail name, agent detail DOG, agent detail commission percentage, and the storages in this are contained by AC detail. So basically, the repeat attribute is helping my interface to know this, that any field now that gets added to this line and has a storage, the storage will get pushed to AC detail. Repeat attribute does the entire connectivity work. Clear, Ali? Have I answered your question, Ali? Absolutely right. How many of you have tried this yesterday? Raise your hands. One. Nobody else has tried this. Asad, you're very late. Joseph, Muttu, have you tried this out yesterday? Why, Muttu? What was the difficulty? Joseph, what was the difficulty? You haven't done this? Okay, so time constraint for work is the problem. Okay, Joseph, what about you? Was the concept clear? Okay, what about other people? Shahid, Thomas. Shahid, had you tried this? Shahid, have you tried this? Fine, Shahid. So you say you can do it. So we will have 2 days break. That's a Saturday and Sunday. Monday, I expect everybody with the time constraints, people who are talking about the time constraints, Saturday and Sunday, we'll get back on Monday. That day, at least on Monday morning, as per the Indian Standard Time, at least by 12, I need the code. Yes, Asad, especially from you, I need the code.
Okay, ma'am.
Right? So we have completed, this is what we had completed. Asad, we have recorded a session and I have already placed in the web session.
No, I already
So
gone
this
through that, ma'am. I already gone through the recorded session.
Great. So you can again go through that session. We just had a quick recap of what we did yesterday. So in case you have clarifications, please write to me. Then this is what we did yesterday. But there were certain constraints that I had was, I want to put a control on the period. I do not want anybody to increase my commission percent to more than 25%. This is the one point where I have, and should not go below 1%, or at least minimum 3% should be my commission. Maximum should be 25%. I cannot give a negative percentage to my commission agent, right? So these are certain constraints that I have which I want to apply. So for doing this, we have something called as validations and controls. Validations and controls. What does this name suggest to you? Nobody. What does this term validation and control suggest?
It will validate the data, whether it is matching or not. Like if percentage is less than 25%, if I'm applying that validation, so it will not accept if it is less than that.
Basically, validation and control is for checking of data, and there are various attributes available in Tally. Tally is a very simple product, a simpleton product. So the validations and controls that we have are also very simple. So we have just 5 attributes which take care of the entire security that we have today in Tally. Thus, we have validate, we have unique. Unique is, we have already seen unique actually. Then we have notify, we have control, and we have family. So we have 5 attributes. We already saw unique, right? Everybody. Unique. Everybody is clear with the unique attribute?
Yes.
Shahid, yes. Asad, yes. Joseph, yes. Rachna, are you clear with the unique attribute? Why we use unique attribute? Great. So now we'll talk about validate. Validate basically checks for the condition provided, and unless the given condition is not satisfied, the cursor will not go further and there is no message. For example, Rachna, do you have a question? Rachna, do you have a question? Okay, fine. Right. So, in case my cursor comes to date of joining, I need to ensure that it is not empty. That's a validation criteria. That if my cursor comes to date of joining, it shouldn't be empty. So what do? I go to that particular field, validate, valid, validate, all are same. Valid, validate, validation. So you can, whichever you are feasible, you can use valid. What you want me to validate, you want to validate what? That the current field is empty. If the current field is empty, my cursor will not move further, but will also not provide any notification. So let's see. Agent info. So, but my cursor is not moving further. I said valid checks for the condition provided, and unless the given condition is not satisfied. So what is my given condition? Is empty. So until the given condition is not satisfied, the cursor won't move further. So validate that it should not be empty. Understood? Valid checks whether the given condition is satisfied or not. Only if it is satisfied, the cursor will move further. Now check. Now see. I'm pressing enter key, but isn't moving further. But now I give the value, it moves further. Understood, everybody? What does valid do? It does not allow my cursor to move further, but it ensures that the value is not empty. But there is no information about it. Why is it not moving further? Then we have an attribute called notify. Again, it's a field level attribute. It checks for the given condition, and a message is prompted if the given condition is satisfied. When I talk about validate, until the given condition is not satisfied, the cursor does not move further. Here it checks for the condition provided, and if that is satisfied, the cursor will, and you will get a pop-up screen. So what we will do is, at the date of joining, we will validate that the date of joining cannot exceed from the current date of my system. So notify. There are parameters to notify. It says notify a system formulate and the condition $value greater than $sys system info system date, and this will be a system formula, and the system formula will be text. The entered date is greater than current date. We'll refresh. Now, today's date is 7th November. So I'll just try to put 7 November 2014 allows. Now I put 8 November 2014. Did you check? It is providing a warning message, but it is allowing my cursor to move forward. Has everybody noticed this? So validate holds my cursor but no message. Notify provides me a message but allows my cursor to move forward. So a combination of all this is what we have called control at field. So at my commission percent field, I will use control percentage range $, value less than 3 or $, value greater than 25. So that means I am saying it can range anything from 3 to 25. Now let's have a look at this. The commission percent has to range from 3% to 25%. So that's what the text we have provided. Let's have a refresh and check the code. I have 5% here. I get a warning message plus my cursor does not move forward. This is one control that we have here. Clear, everybody? Similarly, we have a control at form level 2. Form level also same thing. Control colon the system formula colon the logical value. And similarly at menu level also I can provide a control. What can we do is I can go to that particular menu here. Control which menu? Agent info. And what is the condition? So we can see at what we have conditions here. Allow, create accounts masters, and so and so and so and so. A lot of options available. So we'll give a condition option whether the agent value, that whether this is set to yes or no. Fine. So we'll validate. You need to control the menu to validate whether we have set yes to commission module or not. Okay. So here we go. $this. Where does this method persist? Which object? Menu does not have any object context. Which object context does this method exist?
Company.
Absolutely right. Colon, company. Which company? Hashtag SV, current company. Fine. So we'll just refresh. F12 TDL F4. F11 accounting features. Let us just see at least what we have added. Does it work? So we change this to no. Oh, it's still there. We'll just quit Tally and restart and validate. There could be a possibility that we have made a small mistake. Select company. You see, it's disabled. Please note that any menu refreshing is required at system level. We need to quit Tally. So we'll press F11, accounting features, enable the module, accept this, go back to the main screen, and you see agent info available. F11, change it to no, refresh it, and it's becoming empty. Does anybody have a question here?
Where it is validating?
Where it is validating means I didn't get your question.
Like example, in this code, if you're going to code, you mentioned company and this company info, right? Commission module. How it is taking? If it is yes, it should go there. If it is no, it shouldn't display like that.
It's a logical value, right? The commission module itself is a logical value.
Okay, it's a control is logical. Okay, fine.
The control takes, do you want to show yes or no? So the value itself says yes. So when you check
It's
value,
like true or false.
right, true or false. So the moment that value is becoming yes, it is taking the condition is getting satisfied, and we are making it value no, it is becoming not satisfied.
Okay, clear.
So for logical values, generally you don't require to give yes and no. Okay, so that is how it is working. So F11, I'll just enable the feature again. Right. Have you noticed something? In default Tally licensing, oops. Alt W. Okay, this is my default Tally. Currently, I do not have education mode. Right. Right. So I'll just activate my license. Now, at times there are certain menus that are grayed out. See, right now the menu is visible, correct? Yes or no? Right now, either the menu is visible or the menu is not visible, correct? Okay, let me do one thing. Right now, ABC company is loaded. All the features are activated. F1. I'll load another company. Do you see that payroll info is grayed out? It is not. See, currently my agent info is not visible. Payroll info is visible but grayed out. Are you able to feel the difference? In my ABC, agent info exists, right? But in my base parent, payroll exists but grayed out. Agent info does not exist at all. So there are two things. Control will make the menu item invisible. However, if you wish to show it inactive, I just repeat it, to make it invisible at menu level, you can provide control, but to make it inactive, you need to provide a condition just after your report name in the menu item. Is everybody clear? To make it inactive, there is an additional parameter just after the report name at the menu item name, and to make it invisible, we have the control attribute at menu definition. It takes the control colon the key item name colon the condition. Let us have a look at this, but I will have to quit my Tally for that. Select. You see there's a grade. Now it's grayed out. Everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So do you understand the difference between the graying out and not graying out? Right? Fine. So that's how it works. Then similarly, we have a form level control also. You can provide a control on the form also, where you can validate other things, anything that you would like to. What if I want to break, when I was entering my agent info report, at this level I said 1, it gave me the commission percentage has to range from, so what I want to do is I want to break it into multiple lines. Right now it is breaking it automatically. Right now the message is getting broken automatically. What I will do is I will break it as per my wish. So here I will play /n and here I'll play /n. These are called line incrementers. We'll just check how does it work. You see it works. By giving a /n, you can give the line terminators to change your line for a given text for the messages that are getting displayed. Please note down the characters /n.
In the field level also we can use, ma'am, as a set as if I am writing. So I can use a /n to break to 2 lines.
Was this a question?
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't want to try it out by yourself?
Okay, I will try it out. No problem.
Right? You can try it out by yourself. /n is the character that you need to use. Okay? Anything else? So we learned about Unicode and ESRT level. We learned about validate that does not show me the message, but that does not allow my cursor to move forward, but there is no message. We learned about notify, where there is a message but my cursor moves forward. Then we learned about control at field level, where it gives me the combination of validate and notify together, where the cursor does not move forward and I get a message. Then we saw control at menu level, where we can control the item, the menu item, where it becomes invisible. And to make the menu item inactive, you can provide a condition just after the report name. And we have a control at form level. Well, I do not want everybody to have or allow all my users to do this. Don't you do that in default Tally?
You mean to say security level?
Absolutely, security level. In default Tally, what we do is Alt F3, security controls, types of security. Here I list whatever I do not want for the person to use. I will disallow his facilities. And then based on that, users and passwords, and I select here what is the security level. See, at data entry level, person should not be allowed to change my agent info. He is supposed to only pass entries in Tally. He is not supposed to touch this. This work will be done by the head of department. Only the head of department has the right to do this, and HR has only the right to create the agent names. I want to control that. So how do we do this? One simple thing that we have is the listing that we have happens, the controlling that we are looking out, how does it happen is in the security level control. Here, first thing that should happen is my report should get listed here, correct? If my report gets listed here, then most of the work is, as I told you, where TDL is a very simple language, the rest of the work will be done by Tally, most of the work. The first important thing I should do is add my report to this list. So what do I do for that? For that, we have an attribute called family at report level. Family adds my report to the security list. The only work of this report is to add the only work of this attribute is to add my report to the security list. That's the only job of this attribute. So what do we do is, in this particular code, I go to the report, I say family, and I say agent detail. I can give any other name also. It's not necessarily only this name. I can also say detailing of agents. Okay, and let's see. I will have to put Tally because it's a part of my security. Select company, ABC, refresh, Alt F3, security control, types of security, DE disallow. Now the report is in alter mode, right? So alteration of detailing of agents. You see this? So when I do this, it does not allow that user to do it. So users and password DE, BB is the one which has been disallowed. So Alt F1, select company BB. Was any task done by me? No. Tally is taking care of that. Apart from this, again, we do have a function called here. Here. Allow, create, or alter of here. This is what we will copy because we are looking out for a report in a, what do we say, the alteration mode. I'll make it invisible, alter of there should be no spaces. Yes. And now see, because I'm logged in as B, it is inactive. I'll just now log in as A, is active. I'll log in as C, it is active. Log in as B again, it is inactive. So everybody clear about how it works? What will happen is when I don't provide this condition over here, it will show and allow my user to read that. But the moment he presses enter, it will provide a message, access not allowed. The message will be given, no access. Fine? Everybody clear with this? Clear with this utilities, everybody? I see Ali giving me response 3 times. Okay, Rachna. Rachna, I would suggest you to put it into an everyone list rather than sending a private message so that in case you have questions, everybody know what is the question. Right? So everybody has understood the security part that Tally has. Everybody has understood? So we have notify, we have validate, the combination of notify and validate is control, we have unique and we have family. And that's the only simple security that Tally has. That's a very simple security that Tally has. Simple, right?
So for any menu, existing menu, I can alter like this for security level?
100%. Why not? I think you shouldn't have this doubt. Obviously, if I can do for my menu, default will 100% happen like this. Now, what is the use of just creating and keeping these things here? Right? So, whatever I have created here, I will just provide here, say 25%. I will give here some 4%. I will give here some 3%. Right? Now, all what we did till now was we were creating everything new. What we did up till now was we were just creating everything that is new. New things were created. Now, what we will do is we will make use of this newly created things. Generally, in general terms, I'm asking, when do you give a commission?
Sales.
sales. So I go to my accounting vouchers. I go to my sales. Here, I will record that salesperson's name. Whenever there is a sale, I will record that agent's name and I will get, okay, the commission percentage based on that. Are you able to get what I'm trying to say?
Yes, clear.
Yeah. So there are two things. One list that I have created, another list that my administrator has provided where he is given me the commission percentage. The difference is that is a raw list. A list is simply given, but my administrator decides on whom to give the commission percentage and what percentage should he give. Right? So what I will do is, I will create a collection of the aggregate UDF, and that value is what I will use. Okay? So first of all, I will have to create an aggregate UDF collection. So how do I write this? Open square bracket, collection, agent, commission details, title, agent, list of agent. What would be the type of this?
Agent.
Type.
String.
It's a collection. It's a collection. It cannot. How can it be type string? The aggregate UDF name. That is the AC detail. Now it's a sub-collection under company object. You remember? It's a company object in which it's a repeat line. So it is type : aggregate UDF : company object. And since it's a secondary collection, it has to be a child of # SV current company. Now we are going to show this as a table. So format $AC name, and we will fetch the required values. AC name. I don't need date of joining, so I will not fetch that. I need the percentage, I will fetch that. Because based on the selection of the agent name, I will also get the percentage, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
But why will I require the date of joining at my voucher level? I will not require that, so I will not fetch that. Now you understand why and when we should use fetch? Fetch should not fetch. Why we have explicitly using fetches? We will fetch only the required methods of that collection when we require at a specific area. Because the same collection can be used at multiple places and there are certain things you might require, you might not require. Fair enough? So I have this name and the percentage. Okay, so now this is how I will start. Just before my party's account name text, I will get a field here which says it's a salesman name. Generally, that's how it happens when you go visit some big electronic showroom. The moment they start billing you, the first thing they get a salesman name, right? So just above my party's account name, I will get a field for salesman name. What will I get? Salesman name. So obviously I don't know what is the field name. So I'll try to search for this text called party's account name. I'll try to locate this. So Control D, open quotes, parties, account name. I didn't get any. So what do? Control D. Let me just give a search like this. I might get. Okay. I am getting two matches. One is saying invoice and one is saying POS invoice. So it's a part of voucher, but invoice. This is a part of voucher, but POS invoice. So are we into POS invoice or are we into invoice? You know there's a POS concept, separate concept in Tally, right? Everybody is aware, right? That there's a POS concept in Tally?
Yes.
Right. So we'll just refer to this. And it says there is a line called EI consignee, which is having it. So we'll first trigger for this line EI consignee. So we'll have to create a new file here. Okay. So I'll just here. The first thing that I will try is whether I am at the right line or not. So I will give a border to this. Refresh and check. Right. You see, I got a thick border, but I want to place it above this line. So I will have to trigger for this reference part. So Control Alt D, go to my line EI consignee. I want the reference where it is available. It says it is at invoice days info, it is at invoice EI nature export, EI nature of sales, EI nature of purchase, and at job work. Hold. The last one is already out of our list because I am not looking out for job work. So I have to check 1, 2, 3, 4 places. We start with the first one. We start with the first one. So we go to this part and say hash the part, change the background to red. It's changed to red. So we are hoping we are at the right place. To this part, I will say add. I want it above EI, right? I want it above this party account name. So line before EI consignee TSPL agent name. Hopefully it does not exist. This is the line that I'm going to add. Again, it is a prompt, so we'll just check which prompt is this. We are using a simple prompt for parties account name. So even we would use the same simple prompt. So we have field, simple prompt, and TSPL agent name. And from party's account name, we'll change this to salesman name. Sales executive name. Let's check. Oops. Field colon field name. Right now we'll just keep it blank. Here. So I'm getting my sales executive name. Yes. The text is here. Now I need a table here. And which table? I will use this table. Every time I have a field, I have to keep writing type, storage, width, max, this, that. To solve this kind of things, always make use of template fields. Obviously, you will have to provide a separate storage name here, and this storage name will be TSPL agent name, so that this stores in the voucher. And I will write system colon UDF type string and the 26,002. That's it. So let's see, does it work? And I remove the other tried tested part of the code now because I have got where I wanted to trigger. F12 TDL F4. Right. I missed upon writing show table always. List of agents. Right, and I need my percentage field also. Okay, I am getting it in my sales. When I pass my purchase, I am getting the list. But this line shouldn't be visible, right, if I am into my purchase. Because generally I will have it only for my sales. I won't have it for my purchase, correct? Yes or no? I am specifically adding salesman for my sales. I want it to be visible only for my sales. In the other scenarios, I don't want that listing should happen. How do I do it? What attribute should I use to do this work?
Invisible if at is not sales.
If invisible if voucher type is not sales. Right, invisible is the correct thing. $, is sales. We have a function $voucher type name. That the current voucher type name, whether it is sales or not, by doing what I have done, it is reversing the work. It is not showing in sales, but apart from sales, it is showing in every voucher. So invisible if not sales. Now
For a system formula also we can do, right? Invisible if the system formula is there, not sales.
This is how we write it. There are a lot of system formulas already available that we are using in various voucher types. So you can use that system formula, but that system formula also is the same thing. The system formula is doing the same job. So these are the list of system formulas already available doing a lot of job. So you can use that or you can create your own. Right? I want this to be invisible if it is not sales. Now I want to hold the percentage, commission percentage. So I will add another field. Commission. So again, this will have a lot of things in it. So what I will do is important thing. I will just use the default template. Use number field, storage, which will be of type number, and format would be percentage. Let's see how it gives the output. Okay. What it is doing is it is allowing me to push the percentage. Right? What I want to do is, I do not want my person to push the percentage. I want my person to get the value from the table. Based on what I have selected, this value should get updated automatically. Right? So for that, add this field set as $table value. Which field does this table exist? In this field. What value you want to get? I want to get account percentage. So what I wanted to do was, I didn't want my person to push the value here. Based on the selection of my agent name, I wanted to pull the value which I have already stored. So for doing that, we have a function called $table. There is a table which exists in this field. From the table that exists in this field, you fetch me this method. And this method is what exists here. Correct? And we refresh and check. F12 TDL F4. Does not happen. It's not updating. Why? it's not updating. If I am emptying it, then it is updating. If I am not emptying it, it is not updating. Basically, the field value will get updated only once. If it already has a value, it will always continue using that value. To refresh the field value, you need to use an attribute called setAlways. Yes. Now see, F12, TDL, F4 refresh. I select change, Joseph change, Rachna change, Ratna change. See, it's changing on its own. So, whenever you are fetching a value from a table of a field, it is always important to write setAlways. However, there is another loop to this, is my cursor goes to that. So, if I want to do some changes, I can do that. So, what do we do?
Skip yes.
Correct. At field level, I will say skip colon yes. Now we'll check whether the values are saved. Yes, the values are saved. But have you ever seen in any of the sales bill, with the sales person name, you also get the sales percentage he will get? I mean, I haven't seen a bill till date like this. Do you ever see the sales commission percentage that salesperson will ever get? Yes or no? In fact, even when they are billing, you don't see it. Even while you are billing, you see the bill they are entering, you don't see it on the screen. So basically, this percentage is supposed to be something that is happening at the back end and not the front end. Because why we have it as an invisible is, future if there is a change in the commission percent he is getting, that is the reason why he is storing it at the voucher level. Okay. So refresh. We'll add some more people here. And we pass some bits. Done? So this is how we can modify the existing voucher and we can add changes to it. Clear, everybody? And I can create a report based on this, that I want only those vouchers for related to that particular agent. I can filter the vouchers for a particular agent. I can get that. Right? Again, there are various kinds of reports that we have. And why do we need reports? There are n number of reasons to have a report. It helps me to make a judgment on my financial status. It helps me to check the details of the other transactions, functionalities. How should my business proceed further? There are types of report that we have. One is the tabular, we have the columnar, we have the hierarchical. Then a tabular report is nothing but the simple report that we have created up till now. Ali asked, if this field is invisible, do you still have to give skip? Obviously not. If the field is skip, it does not make sense to have, invisible does not make to have skip. But this is a condition that in case somebody in future wants to give the invisible based on a criteria, then having skip makes sense. Fine? Ali, have I answered your question? Right. So tabular report is what we made all this time. We made tabular reports, right? We made many tabular reports, didn't we? Didn't we make tabular reports? We made so many tabular reports, right? Interactive tabular reports, right? Didn't we do that? Clicking on ledger, we bought the... We did, right? Then we are going to do columnar reports. Columnar reports that we can have multi-columnar, or we can have auto-column report, auto-column reports. Then we have the drill down report or the hierarchical report. So to design the tabular reports, we have the report title, the report details, and the report totals. So we'll create one tabular report continued with this existing reporting itself. So what we will do is, we will add a new file. Commission agent report. Fine. So we add include commission agent report. So in display menu, hash menu, display menu, add key item, commission report. I will add it above my cash fund flow. Add key item before at that cash fund flow commission report What will be my action here?
Open a report. Display.
Okay. And the report name.
Report name.
Okay. And which report will I open?
We have to design the report according to the commissions.
So based on the selection of the agent, I want to show the vouchers of that agent.
Okay, we have to pull the collection now from here then. Display collection.
Now there is a little twist here. I can have a display collection only if that collection is of type object primary. I cannot have a secondary collections for my display collection. Am I able to make myself clear what I'm trying to say? If I am using a display collection and I'm giving a collection name, the type has to be a primary type object. I cannot use a collection of a secondary type. So whatever we did with the primary object, yes, I have. So we will do a little change here. You can say it's like a work. It's like a workaround. You can say that. I will say display, and or rather, I will say alter. I will open a report in an alter mode. And I will say agent naming report. Then report title, list of agent, form, now if you look at this trigger report that we made, it's on the align top and all this. So we'll do the same kind of designing for this report. So what we will do is has a part vertically align top and horizontally aligned center. Then this part has these two lines, title line and the body line. Line, title, we will use field. Use name field. Now look at this. Such as, now see the difference how it works. I say such as name of agent. BR border, thin bottom, and paste bottom 1. Right, so this will get the title in this report, in this line. I have seen field. Again, use name field, and here I will call my table. Which table will I call? The one which I have created of aggregate UDF. As a table it can appear, but it cannot come when it's a display collection. End of and show table always. First, this is the first report only, that is we are going to see how it works. So let's check F12 TDL F4 display M. My cursor is going to name of agent. So this is one. I have to change. Set as is the wrong thing. I have to use info because it's a label. Then I have to align it to center because it's a label and it has to be in the center. Right, so let's see. Right, now my collection is coming on the right hand side, so I'll just align this to align center. And this is 15 and this is 30 is the reason why it is showing like this. So we'll see what is there in the name field, the width of that name field. It's a system formula. It's 23. So that's what we will use in our so it looks very genuine. Yeah. See? This is done. Everybody understood what we have done? I cannot use a display collection for a secondary collection. So what is the thing that we are doing is, we are opening this report in an alter mode. We will have a variable here agent name, which sorry, I will make it as SV agent name, and I hope I don't have anywhere default. No, I haven't. I say modify the variable name, variable defined of type string, system variable variable name, when I press enter on this, I want to display another report. So this is a temporary thing that we will do rather than creating a new report and then checking whether it is working or not. We will right now just call one existing report. So we'll say display report balance sheet. We'll just call a balance sheet just to check whether the code of until this is working or not. Then we'll design our own report again. Okay. It's not going to display more. So what can we do now? Anybody has any other solution for this?
In report level, we have to mention the variable.
It's a system variable. So if a system variable is introduced, first thing that I have to do is quit Tally. No, but they should at least display my report. No, it is not displaying my report. So what should we do? Trigger.
Yeah.
Not exactly. The trigger report won't work at field level here because that has some different. It will again open another report in an alter mode. So no, trigger won't work here. So what do we do? What do we do? Why are you so much worried? Simple. Change this alter report to display mode. Repeat line on my table selection. Scroll vertical. Then I don't need the table here. I don't need the show table here. I will require a set as $AC name, right? So first my agent name will be listed, and then on press of the button I can pass to the display report. Understood? Understood what we did? Okay, and now when I click on this report, I want to get the vouchers of that agent, right? So TSPL, VCH, TSPL agent, VCH. Okay, so we create another report to show that. Report, title, agent voucher. We have a form. Has a part. Part has a line. We will have line 1, line 2 and line 3. So one line for main title, one line for title and one line for body, and we will have a bottom line to give me the total commission percentage and a bottom line fine. Understood? So we will have a line definition, main title. Here we give our field. Basically we give our fields. One is medium prompt and one is a right field We'll call it as a uni date field. That is a default field available. Local colon medium prompt local colon field colon medium prompt colon info agent hash SV agent name, and then we have the local field colon unidate set as hash SV current date. Then we will have the title line. But before we do such a hard work, always test whether the variable value we have added gets passed or not. At least by this we will come to know whether the value is good passed from that report to this report. Yes or no? So we will validate that. It is getting passed. Agent Asad. So it is getting passed. Find my name, and we'll have just 3 columns: date, particulars, and voucher. Date, particulars, voucher number, and voucher amount. So we will have TSPL field, or rather, let's use the main body field. TSPL VCH date, TSPL VCH TSPL VCH number, and TSPL VCH amount. We'll reuse the same fields here and locally change their values. Such as particulars, voucher number, such as voucher number, amount, field, VCH number, use number field. Basically, voucher number is not exactly the number field, so we can take short name field, such as $voucher number, field. We take it as use name field, such as $party ledger name, field TSPL VCH date, use uni date field, set as $date. All the fields here have to be of local field default type strict. and this particular line will be a repeat line on a collection of vouchers. So TSTL agent collection, scrolling vertical, and this collection will be of type, what type?
Voucher.
I want only sales voucher, because my agents will have only sales, right?
Yeah, voucher, under we can call a child of sales voucher.
How? What do I type?
Voucher.
No.
Type voucher.
Type voucher.
Child of sales.
Is this correct? Is this correct? It's type vouchers of voucher type, child of sale, belong to, yes, this is the correct syntax. Asad, you need to practice, you keep forgetting. It's vouchers of voucher type, then I can use child of. Only type voucher I cannot use a child of, because type voucher is a primary object. Type vouchers is a secondary object. So even before we filter, let us check at least are we getting the day book, at least all the vouchers, F20 F4, DM. Right, I am getting all the vouchers. Let us try to filter. But I need to fetch the values, right? The values are not getting fetched. So fetch star. Now let's see, am I getting the values? I am not getting my amount. Check. Okay, 4. Let me quit and refresh and start. Refresh. Have I commented amount by mistake? No, I haven't, right? Oh, that's the reason I don't see it. It's a right field. My amount is not coming. Okay. What could be the reason?
Fetch only star we have to put, or star dot star?
Star dot star also. My amount should come, right? Let's see. So display, commission. No, my amount is still not coming. So what do? Is in the schema, we go to voucher and we check there an amount has to be there. So let us try to specify explicitly to get the value. So I'm getting my amount. Now my filtration is what has to go on. Filter for agent, right? So in this is the storage TSPL agent. So I will have to fetch my TSPL agent here, because although it is not going to be used there, I will be requiring it to do the filtration criteria. So system formula, where my TSPL agent name formula, $TSPL agent name is equal to the variable value. First I will pass few entries. I haven't passed any entry for an agent. Okay. It says system formula for agent cannot be found. Oh, spelling error. So as on today's date, I'll pass an entry So I'll try to check if I am able to get report for Ratna. It's not filtering. Why? It's not filtering. So what we'll do is we'll hard code and check what could be the reason. If I hard code the value, I am getting it, but I am not able to pass my variable value. So that's the problem. So we'll see in the drill down report. Yeah. This is the drill down report which talks about it. So how do I design it? I need a variable attribute of report definition, a child of attribute at collection definition, a display and a variable attributes at field definition, and an attribute volatile at variable definition. So the first field, do I have a variable at my field level? The first, we'll just validate that. Do I have a variable here? Yes, it modifies also is there. I have a display also. Then variable volatile is required. Volatile, yes. Anyways, by default it is yes, so shouldn't be a problem. It is not required for it to be system variable, but it is required for me to specify it in my report level, the second report. And I have it at my collection level. Yes, I have it at my collection level. So let's check now. And Ratna. So is it working? people checked. Did you see the changes that we made? Obviously, we haven't given any borders, so we'll just give some borders to make it look a little better. Right? So, are you clear how we did this? So, if I don't have a voucher, it will return an empty report. If I have a voucher, it will return me a report. Clear, everybody? Similarly, this is nothing but a drill down report. I have a bottom line, and in that bottom line I can show a total of all my vouchers, and if I want I can show the calculations also. So I can do a totaling at the bottom line. Fine? Everybody clear with this? How to write a drill down report? Now to the same report, after my repeat line, if I want to detail, currently I'm not able to detail. So what I want to do is, on press of Shift Enter, I want to show the inventory entries of this voucher. Coming back to what I'm trying to say is, on press of Shift Enter, I want to show the inventory vouchers. And obviously on the press of Shift Enter, I do not want to show the inventory entries. So this behavior is called an explode to a part, which we will give at a repeat line. So at a repeat line, we will say explode to a part, TSTLINV entries. Now this part will have a line, and in this line we will have field, and in this field we will provide a set as dollar stock item name. Let's see how it works. But obviously it's not going to work because I haven't provided repeat line, so I will have to say a repeat line on my inventory entry. Now at this level I don't have to provide a scroll because the main part itself is scrolling off, so this will scroll off automatically. So let's refresh and check. Commission, Ratna, and it is exploding. But you notice it is exploded by default and it is not indented. So I will have to do one. I will have to give a condition that this explode should happen only when I press Shift key, and the part or the line should be indented. So I can provide an indent saying 5. So F12 TDL 4. It is indented, and we will have to do a little more alignment to it because it is not looking good the way it is, indent is happening, because it is still not matching what we want. It at least has to come under 15, so we'll have to give a hit and trial. So we'll make it 10. Let's see, S1 TDL 4. Right, so somewhat okay, but the explode should happen on the combination of Shift Enter key, and to identify the Shift Enter key we have a function called $$t_explode. This key is this function is sensitive to this combination shift plus enter key. So what do? Here we give $$t_explode. Now look at this. F1 4 M Ratna, shift enter. Clear with this? Shift enter explode? How to create a hierarchy report? This is a hierarchy report that we made. Display, commission report, selection of my agent, filter for that particular vouchers for that particular agent, and shift exploded to that particular voucher. Fine. Obviously, you can provide a lot of functionalities here by giving the period, the date, and everything. That will help you out. So clear, everybody? Right. So we did the hierarchy report, we did the explode, and now we come to the columnar report. So there are three types of columnar report that we have: multi-column report, auto-column report, and auto-column report. Multi-column report is nothing but balance sheet, and this that we have also we have this C and A and Alt D. These are for multi-column report. So at the main report that we have, this report which we are displaying will have an attribute column report, which will automatically create three buttons: new column, alter column, and delete column. These three buttons will get added automatically the moment I have this attribute column report. And then you will have to design this entire column report that helps you to get this in your screen. Probably, or in your profit and loss, all three, we have this. So this entire report can be designed, and this is where we need to make use of the repeat attribute of a variable, because the entire report will help us to get repeated on that particular value. So this is the report that is getting displayed on my Tally screen. To this report, I will add multi-columns report. So I'll just execute Tally for this. Right, so this is the report that is being designed here. It has an attribute called column report. So the moment you add this, the buttons called Alt C, Alt A, and Alt G gets appeared on the report screen. Then we are trying to add columns based on periods that we have. So that's why we have SV from date and SV to date. These are two system variables that helps me to take the control of the period that we are setting. In this multi-column report, you look at this, it's an entire new report that we are designing, this gray color screen. It takes the entire report designing. No confirm yes means at every screen that we get yes and no, accept yes and no, that will not be shown. The entire designing is absolutely the same. Now, how does it differ from a regular report is, at the field level, we will have variables to modify, modifies SV from date and modifies SV due date. And at the form level, here. And the moment I accept this form, I press enter, it just adds another column to my report, 34. That's it. So the rest of the calculation work and everything for internal things happens automatically. So only thing I have to do is, at my base report, I will have to say column report, report name, repeat based on my SV from date and to date. At my column report, the entire designing will be same. At my field levels, I will modify my variable value, and based on this variable value, the moment I accept my form, the column gets generated. So as a developer, I don't have anything to do. The entire control is taken by Tally. And your multi-column report is ready. Similarly, we have a report for automatic trial balance, Alt-N, and we have said yearly. Okay, I cannot take yearly, it's already for 1 year. We'll take it monthly, and it is falling into months. So, again, the code is very simple for automatic columns also. It is generated based on the previous version. Here also, we don't require a column report, but we require a repeat variable. We require a repeat variable. So what happens is we require a repeat variable at report level. We require a button at form level. Here. We require a button at form level for auto column. And output attribute at form destination. So there is a report that has been created. Yeah, the button, my auto button, key is Alt-N, title is given as auto columns, and this is the action. The action is auto column is an action which takes a report name. This report name consists, again, the same details that we have, the title, the form, the path, the lines, and the fields. At the field level, the variable values are getting modified based on the selection of the parameters that we have. So what we have done is, at the collection that is visible to the user, so this is a table that is visible to the user. I'll just comment everything that is invisible. So you will understand what is running behind the scenes. Yeah. The moment my user selects a value from this particular column, table, my variables are getting set, my collection upon which it is implied is getting set, and it is setting its periodicity. So that is what I have set in my collection that I have specified here. This is my collection and I have created objects. My monthly is my object. So the monthly has collections, has a variable in SV from date to date. Periodicity is sent to month, and the collection it has to use is the period collection. So the moment I select my value here, monthly, the variable name gets set here, that is SV from date and SV to date. My collection name gets modified here, DSP repeat collection. And my periodicity gets set here, SV from date and SV to date with a periodicity, that is month. With the flush of this, at the form level of my auto column, output takes the name of the field which has to modify the variables, and that gets flushed here. So repeat on my SV variable, the hidden variables that are DSP repeat collection and SV periodicity. So SV periodicity type is this. Default is periodicity is month, volatile is no. SV from date to date, type colon date, volatile yes, and repeat hash DSP repeat collection at the variable is must, so that the variable knows on which collection it can repeat, and in this report it is pushing the collection name on the from the field. Here, the DSP repeat collection, the collection name is getting modified from here. And it's a system variable. This DSP repeat collection variable is getting pushed to your SV from date to date, and it is automatically creating those columns. So this is what my user selects. This SV from date are the variables that are going to get pushed to my previous report. That is, these variables need to get repeated. So the previous report I have to specify repeat my SV from date to date. This is the collection that will get set to these variables that you need to repeat on this collection, and the periodicity will be month, and the work is done. So basically what we need to do is we require a repeat attribute at the main report definition which takes the names of the variables, a button at the main main form display which has an action of auto columns, which calls a report. This report's form should have an output attribute which takes a name of a field, which has the variables that needs to get repeated. There will be another field which will modify a DSP repeat collection, and this collection, this variable value should be a name of a collection on which this variable has to get repeated. And the variable that are repeated at the report level will have a repeat attribute, and this repeat attribute will be containing the name of the collection. So it's pretty simple. That we need to do is So it goes as, this is my main report, which has form part line field, variable. If these are system variables anyways, I don't need them to be specified. If they are not, I will have to specify. Repeat colon variable name. So there is a repeat at report level. Then I need a variable type has to be defined. String. And this has to have a repeat, which will take a collection name. And by default, we are passing #DSP repeat collection. That's a variable that we have created to pass a collection name. The entire designing of this report goes normal, whatever we have. Then this report has a form. Name form. To this form, we need to attach a button. This button should have an action called auto column, and which accepts a report name. Again, that entire designing of reports. This reports form will have an output attribute of a field name which carries the name of the variable that has to get flushed out. So in our case, it's var1. This is what will get flushed out. And I will have a field which will modify my DSP repeat collection. Here I will get a value from a table that changes my collection name. And a very important thing that you need to remember, for repeating the line, at part level we are giving repeat on the collection name, correct? Similarly, at line level, I will have to give a repeat to a field name. Then only it will know now which field to repeat. You will be having 25 fields. Which field to repeat? So what the connectivity goes as, I have a repeat at a reports level which takes a variable name. This variable should repeat on a collection. Report from part line field. I have to repeat a line to get a vertical line. Similarly, I need to provide repeat for fields to repeat. That will be the field name. Now, I cannot provide a collection name here. So, to push the collection name to this field is through the variable. So, for that, at the form level, we provide a button. This button has an action of autocolumn, which accepts a report's name. So again, I design report from part line field. At form level, I need to use an attribute called output, which takes a field name of the report which pushes the variable which I need to set for repeating, because I can have multiple variables to repeat, and the collection name that helps me to do this repeat. So what happens, how does the mechanism work is, when I open the report, it is a normal report. When I click on the button, it passes this variable value to this report that you need to repeat on this variable. Now the variable validates, okay, I have the characteristic to repeat on an #DSP repeat collection. Now where is this #DSP repeat collection? It gets modified from this field, and it's a system variable. So whenever the value gets changed here, it gets pushed here, and this field gets repeated on this variable. And how many times depends upon the number of objects I have at this collection. Clear, everybody? Similarly, we have an automatic something like a pay sheet that we have automatically repeating on the, without the button repeating it as directly on the screen, something like the pay sheet. The moment I enter, it starts repeating on my periodicity. I don't remember what S5. Okay, this is for the multi-group company. The moment I enter, automatically it is repeated on the number of companies. Again, this report is very simple. This also takes the same things. However, the only difference this will have is you will have a repeat. Here we don't require any buttons. It will simply repeat on the columns as it is. So we will have to set the collection name at the report level. So here, set DSP repeat collection, and we provide the collection name. Then, because as soon as I open this, it has to set, you need to set do set auto column to yes. Then because this variable value needs to get refreshed every time, we will have an optional form which takes $set auto column and the variable name. So it will refresh the form. What happens is the moment the report is flushed out, it creates only one column. However, this value has to continuously get refreshed till the variable is completely empty. In the previous report, what we had was, we did have that auto column report that took care of that. In this, as soon as I enter, it has to just show me the column. So to refresh that, we will have to provide an option form, which will have to have the $set auto columns, and we need to push the variable name, which is as a repeat here. And this optional form can be just a dummy option form, not required to have anything else. Form, it can be simple empty form, nothing inside the form is okay. Simple. Yes, no.
We have to practice, ma'am, for this.
Absolutely, yes, you will have to practice this, and I do not expect you to write this in 1 or 2 days. But yes, you need to understand the concept. So how this concept works is, it's just the conceptual part that you need to understand. This is my report. Report has form, part, line, field, the normal thing. Now I need multiple lines. So I say repeat line at my part level and give the collection name. Now I need multiple columns. So to repeat my line, I am giving at part level repeat. So to repeat my field, I will give repeat at the field level. But I cannot give a repeat colon field colon the collection name. So what do I do is, the only element that can help me to do this connectivity is again a variable. So I say repeat my field. Repeat my field on what? So I say the variable. So I need to provide the variable name. But I have to tell the report that this variable will be repeating. So I say repeat the variable name. But this variable also should be informed that you will be repeating yourself on a collection. So variable repeat on a collection name. Now this is a dynamic change of the collection name. Now since this is a variable, I can directly provide a collection name here also. I can do this also. This is also allowed. But then I will have to keep giving new variables every time I want to do something different. So we give a dynamic variable, and this variable value will be set at the report level. So you have informed the line that the field should repeat. You have to repeat this field, you have to repeat the variable at the report. So since you're going to repeat the values in the variable, you want to make it act like a collection. You have to inform it, you have to repeat on a collection. Now, which collection? That is what you will set at the reports level. So all the setting has to be done. So do you want to set an auto column when I open this report? So you have to say yes. Now once the report is constructed, it cannot just flush values. So to do a refreshment of the flushing of the values, I require a dummy optional form which uses the function called set auto columns colon the variable name which is repeated at the report level. So what if I have multiple variables to repeat? I will give a comma separated value here. So the number of repeat of variables I have, I will keep giving this optional form. Comma and give the names of the variable. Rest the entire designing is same. There is no change in the designing. The basic skeleton of this entire report will be same. Fine. So at least after 1 week, I expect everybody to give me this report. At least after a week. Right? At least after a week you can give me, correct? Yes, no? Yes, no, yes, mama. Okay, so after a week, at least I expect everybody to give me this kind of report. Then talking about printing, again, we have already seen printing. I mean, when I showed you the display collection, I also showed you the print collection and the print. So what we will do is, to our existing report, I will just add a print. So this is the report that we are displaying. So this is the report that we are displaying. This is just print list of my ledger, and this is the data that we are displaying. So I'll just add few more details to it. receipt, I don't need sales, I'll just provide. Okay, so I have some vouchers in name of Ratna. Shift enter and I can see the details of it. Now if I have to print the details, obviously this is not the report that you will print. You will have your company name on the top and some details about it, right? So this is the report that we have, and we need to print this report with a little difference in it, right? In case you want to just print this report as it is, simply at form level we will say button, print button. So Alt P, what you see on your screen is what you will get printed as it is. So that happens when I use this print button. And why this happens is, this print button has a peculiar behavior of an action called print report, which hits for the current report by default. So if I don't want to do that, and I want to provide my own report for printing, see, by default what print button does is, whichever report you are into, it will print the report as it is. But say I want to print my own report, either I can create a different button and I can give the action for printing and give the new report for printing. That is one thing. Or what can we do is, at form level, I provide a new print report in itself. So what do I do is, this form, I have added my button, correct? If you do not provide any print attribute to this form, by default, the same report goes for printing. But if you want to print a different report, I can say print, and I can give a name of the report that I want to print. This is just for the testing purpose. What does it exactly do? You see this? It is printing. It is opening a new report for printing. And the print preview is different. So I can design my own report. I can say TSTL agent voucher print. I'll just add a new file to this.
So we are supposed to get the total, right? That's not it.
I haven't added the total. I haven't added that line at all.
Okay.
For this, I will add a new report. Include 06 print report.txt. In this report, I will design my entire print report. And what will I do is, more or less whatever I want is available in this commission report, right? Whatever I need is more or less there. So I will just redesign it by just giving small changes to this. I will use the form. I will have parts. Now I will give different parts. One I will give TSPL company details. So on the top I'll give my company name, address, telephone number, email ID, whatever contact details I want, okay? Then I will give the TSPL this detail. Now this is what I will get from here, and this is what I will get from, I will have to design this. Now since I do not have an object context of this, I will have to provide first the object context. So object EX company, comma, hash SV current company, line TSPL company name, okay, so we'll just refresh and check. So this is the grayed out screen that we see on the configuration screen, and we say yes. I get my company name on the top, and there's a change in the report. See? Don't you have a question here? What if I want to print more reports? I mean, I want to print 2 reports. What if I want to print 2 reports? I cannot do that. See, at this report, I want to trigger 2 reports for printing. Simple. Here, print this, comma, 1 more report. So what it does is, when I come here, see the difference? Alt P, one is this report, and then it goes for asking me the balance sheet report. So if I want to print multiple reports, it can be a comma separated print action. Clear? If you want to invoke it, we can't more than 2. Sorry, Shayad, I didn't get your question. We can't more than, sorry, I didn't get your question. Why not? I said you keep listing as many as you want. Comma. Keep comma separating the values. You will keep getting the print. Don't worry. They don't have a limitation to that, but should have a practical utility. That's the only point. Fine? Now, let me just change. Here I can say, repeat TSPL company address. So repeat this line on address, scroll vertical, and here's this line. Field address. Now see. I need to the scroll is happening because there are assumption that there could be a lot of things to it. So we need to be very wise while we are giving this. So what we can do is we can provide a height to this part while it is getting printed. So we'll give the height as 10% of this. Please note, probably in the display mode, when you don't provide anything does not matter, but when you are into a print mode, every height and width that you provide is considered. So please ensure that you provide proper height, width, alignments, everything. Now, a very important thing that we need to understand about the print is we need page breaks. For the prints, we need page breaks. So if there is something that is scrolling to the next page, how should it begin with? Currently, I have filtered for a particular, we'll just remove the filter that we have right now for the agent so that we get more vouchers. And I would currently just remove the print, multiple print that we have given for balance sheet. Okay. So Alt P, print. Okay, but still it's not going to the next page. Let me change my period for this report. So what do I do is set SV from date to $date 01/04/2000. So let's see. I hope I get all my vouchers. Okay, so I have got all the vouchers that I am supposed to have for the period from 2000 till date. Alt P. Now do you see we get the print pages going on multiple pages? The first page I am having the title and this thing. When I go to the next page, it is not giving my title, it is simply just giving me the details of my voucher. So without the title, this is meaningless to me and I need the page numbers, right? And obviously I should know whether it is continued, not continued, something, right? For these reasons, we have page breaks. So we'll have vertical page breaks at form level and the part level. So the page breaks that we have at the form level will take care of the page numbers that we will have, and the page break that we have will be closing page break part. Obviously, the first page is anyway going to get printed, so the page break we will first require will be for the closing, and then we will have the opening break. So at the closing break part, we will have a line, we will have a field, and say I want to say continuous, so I'll simply say CUNTD, and by default it's a left field, so I'll put it on the right field. Or say I want to give it a page number, Let's say $, page number. So now you can see what will happen is F12 TDL F4 DM Oh, I need to give the opening break. I can give line. And at this, what I can do is, I can call this line. Main title line. Or at this part, now why isn't this printing? Why isn't it printing? Did you get why it is not happening? Anyone? Observe. What is your observation? No, Joseph. The changes that I am doing is in my display report and not in my print report. The changes have to be done in the print report and not the display report. So all this that I have done has to happen in my print report. Observe what we are doing. Understand, a page break given at the display report is meaningless because I have given a page break to, I have given a different report itself to get printed. So this is why it did not work. Tried, nothing worked, right? This is why it didn't work. Or I can have another part here, and this part, I will have this part support. Let's see how it works. Does it work or not? Okay, I have some error. It says duplicate description name. Oops, where did I repeat it? Error. Part name is duplicated. I forgot to delete it from here, it seems. Or I didn't save the file to save. Oh, now it's done. At the bottom, do you observe I'm getting 1? At the top, I'm getting my company details. 2, 3, 4, 5. Obviously, after 5, why do I need the page number? So on the last page, I will not get the page number. Similarly, we have page breaks for path level that will help you to get the title lines. So in this report, in this report, we are just using the existing part. This is the part that we are using. So now if I give a page break here, will make sense. No, today we can't do that, Shahid. So Here we can provide a page break.
Yeah, ma'am, the way Shahid is asking, can we print 1 of 5, 1 of 6?
I said no. I already said no. Now, at form level, the page break attribute takes part name. Similarly, the page break name this takes the line name and closing and opening. My closing can be anything that I want. Such as, and I say continued. And as my opening line, instead of giving an opening line, I can give this as my opening line. The title line as my opening break. Allowed. Anyways, it's an opening break, so it does not make a difference here. So here it won't come. So here we can use it. Now see how it works. Yeah. See? Now I'm getting the title. Why I'm getting the title? I'm using my title line as my opening break. Similarly, if you have a columnar report, you can also provide horizontal breaks at line level, which takes the name of the fields.
If I want to repeat the my all title lines in all the pages, how I can do that?
That is what I have done, right? That's what I've done, right? For that, at part level, I have used my title line as my opening page break. That's what I have done. You're not being observant. That's what I said. At part level, I provide my page break. Closing page break, I give continued. Opening page break, I give my voucher title name. I use the same line. So automatically,
okay, so whatever is in that line, it will come.
Yes. So the opening page break does not work for the first page and the closing break does not work for the last page. That's an automatic thing that happens inside Tally.
Okay. If I want to repeat the multiple lines, so I have to put the multiple parts in under parts?
Yeah, you will have to do that. So say page break here takes the name of a line. A line can contain multiple lines. So what I can do is, say I wanted 2 lines to come. Okay, I'm just taking a very vague example. This might not be the right thing, but still I'll take this OPTG line. So this is the line that I want to come. So I give a line, colon the line name, and I wanted these 2 lines to come. So what I do is copy, and I use this as my opening page break. So what happens is, a line can contain lines, right? So what happens is, when I do my printing, see, 2 lines are appearing now on every page.
Yeah, clear.
Clear? So that is how it helps you. Similarly, while printing, if you want to change the background color, or you want to change, say while printing this particular form color, print should be print background color to be some good color, and some lady say pale orange. I'll just take a pale orange. So that's what I want to only while printing. Okay. So while display, nothing will happen to it. It is as it is, but while printing, the background color is changed. Please note, while this is a print preview, and while printing, if the printer is a black and white printer, it will be printing as a black and white only. It will not come as color. It's a feature that Tally Print Preview will still show you in the color because that is supported. But if your printer is not color printer, it will be black and white. Your customer will say Tally is giving the color. Why the printing is not giving? Obviously, it will not because your printer is not color printer.
For particular line, can we give the example? If any value is under the minus, can it highlight red color?
Obviously, you can give an if else condition, no?
Condition?
Yes, you will have to give a condition. Say, where is my report? Here is my report. Here, and this is the fee. Here, give a color, no? Give a print background color. Give an option to this field and give a color to it, no? That if my amount is less than this, then give a color. It will be an option that I will add to this field, and in this option condition I will give that dollar amount is equal to so and so or less than or greater than so and so. In the optional field I will give print background color and I'll give the color. I can do that. Optional things, you can provide options to it. So there are certain frequently used attributes at next page that we can use as line that we can check whether it is an exploded or not, and all those things can be checked. Whether it's a pre-printed borders are there or not. If pre-printed borders are there, then you can say it's pre-printed borders. So what will happen is if your report is having the borders, it will remove the border. Then there are certain functions. One of the functions we use is page number. When the report goes into multiple columns, we get the part number, so you can make use of the part number. You can check is last of set, a function that checks whether the current page that is printing, whether it is last page or not. So if it's a last page or something like that, you can say thank you and so and so. I mean, you can do that. You can check for something if you have exploded part and you want to fit the exploded part within the current page, then you can use do explosion fit function. Balance lines, how many lines are pending. It includes the exploded part. So there are a lot of functions that you will discover when you are actually writing function reports. So there are a lot of things that you will have to work on. At least on Monday, I expect that I require a complete module that we have created and a report generated based on this. And obviously, I will need the data that you are working on. Because for this, I will need the data. So at least on Monday, by 12 o'clock, can I expect everybody to give me this?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, one person.
But there will be a lot of errors, ma'am. I'm sure, because it's not very simple. By practice, we will make a lot of mistakes.
Asad, I didn't say that I want working code. I said at least something that you have tried. Because until unless I don't see what you have tried, I will not know where you lie. Where do you exactly lie? Because Monday will be our last session, and after that you will have to have either listen to the recordings that we have gone through, or probably the manuals that we have online. In the help menu we have a TDL reference manual. You can use that, or the sample TDLs that we have provided. Do you see here we have provided some sample TDLs? You can either use that, or then if not, you will have to purchase a Tally developer license. That's the TDE license. It's basically the subscription, which if you get that, you can get support from the support team that we have. So Monday would be our last conversation day. So whatever doubts, clarifications you have, do as much practice as you can. So when we meet on Monday, we clear out most of the doubts. Then we go ahead with the last topic we have. The last topic that we have is on invoice customization. It's a very short topic. Hardly it will take an hour. So we can utilize the rest 2 hours in clearing out our doubts and everything.
Functions we are not going to cover, ma'am, this?
No, basics we don't have functions. Functions is a part of advanced. Okay, So please go ahead, do as much as you can, hit trial, do whatever you can. We have only 2 days to go. Finish up your work, come back with the queries on Monday so that we can clear out all the doubts. Fine? So if you have a question now, we can clear that out, or else we can close the session for the day. Right, Muthu? So I'm expecting most of you to give me your code at least by Monday. Right? Thank you, Muthu. Have a nice day. Thanks, Joseph. Have a nice day. Definitely, Rachna, if you try, you can succeed. Thank you, Alai. Have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a nice weekend.
Same to you, Asad. Bye, Shahid. Have a nice day.